Just trying to see.
Hello everyone, I am Dr. Alanubia here with the Buy, Fix Up, and Rebuild the Block campaign. Today we're going to talk about land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. I'm here with Kendallin and Elon.
Today we are going to show and tell the history of gentrification, the block campaign, and the general contracting solutions with Pew's Builders in our community that's creating more affordable opportunities for living people with low income. We will break down buy, fix up, and rebuild the block, as well how being a homeowner can be beneficial and taking advantage of the space and opportunities in North Carolina. In North Carolina we have that's not being used to better ourselves in this community.
Excellent job, Kendallin. Excellent job. Now we're going to go to our first video. In our first video, we're going to talk about Jim Crowism and its relationship to gentrification. Rolling.
Rightfully so, is going to be colored by the legacy of Jim Crow and segregation and social practices, separate but equal, all those things. And so I wanted to show you, you've seen some of these maps, you've seen them in reports. This is the official name of the redlining maps, the security maps by the Homeowners Loan Corporation. This was a New Deal program, and of course, as many of you know, the New Deal was the series of things that President Roosevelt did to kind of help us out of the Great Depression. It was in New York at a conference. I got a call that I'll never forget. It was a call to tell me that my father had passed away in his home. And unfortunately, I was not able to inherit that home because he himself had his own struggles. I won't put those struggles out there. It is not easy to be a homeowner, to maintain your own primary residence, much less maintaining air properties or extra properties. So anyone who is engaged in that, this is where a lot of times I think the gentrification conversation comes into play here in North Carolina.
Send out the opportunity zone link to everybody in the next email. Tamisha, if you help with that, and then you'll be able to hit the link and check your property or any other property you want to check instantly.
Shaw University has always been the bridge to Southeast Raleigh. And when we look at what's happening in the economic boom part of the city, and then we look at what's happening at us and the rest of Southeast Raleigh,
Hello, we're back. So I have one question for Dr. Alanubia, and I would love to hear his answer. So, Mr. Dr. Alanubia, can you please tell us who is Jim Crow and how did he impact the real estate?
Well, Kendallin, some people feel that Jim Crow is a fictitious character, when in reality, Jim Crow represents a group of laws that adversely impacted our communities. Jim Crow was created primarily in the South, and it was reflected state and local laws that enforced racial segregation in the southern United States. Jim Crow gave birth to laws such as redlining. Redlining were a specific set of zip codes where either A, you could not buy housing, Or B, if you were able to afford the housing and you wanted the housing, that you could not receive bank financing. And this was a way to keep everyone in our communities separate. So let's move a little forward. And this is a straightforward question that I have for Elon. When we think about Jim Crowism and the changing world that we are in today, in your opinion, why have Caucasian or white residents been moving into non-white communities when we think about the history of Jim Crow and lessons learned moving forward?
So I believe it's because they are coming in to buy the lower income properties and they're fixing them up and they're turning them into a white-owned community through gentrification. So, yeah.
You know, it kind of puts us in the mind of the song Beyonce. When we think about gentrification, Beyonce would say, I'm going into the community and we are going to, what'd you say that was, Kenlin?
Upgrade ya.
Upgrade you. So if we think about gentrification in the positive aspect, basically what gentrification is going into a community, oftentimes a lower income community that may have been neglected socially and economically, where people go into that community and buy property for a less value. They fix it up, upgrade it, and they turn around and sell it to people of higher income. And the result of this often raises the real estate prices, raises the tax base, and those people who were historically in those communities, like freedmen communities, no longer can afford to stay there. And this causes people to be displaced in housing. And this is why affordable housing is very important. Now we're going to move to the next video. In this next video, we're going to talk about the Buy, Fix Up, and Rebuild the Block campaign. The Buy, Fix Up, Rebuild the Block campaign is sponsored by KMT Heating and Air Conditioning. Please make sure you give them a call at 919-274-7224. KMT Heating and Air Conditioning Corporation.
Are you in need of ductwork for your air conditioning systems? KMT can be a solution for you. Neglecting your ductwork can cause numerous problems within your HVAC system and home. It can even impact your health. If you have holes in your duct, it may be time to seal them. Air duct leaks can result in the HVAC system overworking and air escaping. And take advantage of some of our financing options. We offer a 12-month same as cash financing solution, 919-274-7224.
Thank you very much. Welcome back. And we also like, again, thank our sponsors, KMT Heating and Air Conditioning. And I believe Kenlin had a comment that she'd like to make. What was that comment, Kenlin?
The comment was in our little last segment about white or Caucasian residents moving into low-income, people of color communities. I was gonna say, while they're fixing up the communities, they are, I don't know if they're not knowingly doing this or doing this on purpose, but they're kind of pushing out the people who are already there, and it makes it hard for those people who are living in that community to get another home. So that's why affordable housing is important for
Very important.
people of color and
Well,
minorities.
Kenlin, you're actually 100% right, but affordable housing tends to be more of an income bracket. So it doesn't matter whether you are green, yellow, brown, black, or white. Low-income housing impacts young and old of all cultures and all nationalities. So what we're saying is that how affordable housing is very important for our communities. And what we're running into is something called supply and demand. And so since Raleigh in this area is a very hot market, people are looking to buy real estate at very low rates, fix it up, and then rebuild it. But at the rate in which the real estate is rising, it's pricing people out. It's pricing people out of affordable housing. So now we're going to move to our next video. In this next video, we're going to define for you the Buy, Fix Up, and Rebuild the Block campaign. Where our focus is to buy, fix up, and rebuild the block. When we're talking about buy the block, basically what we're referring to is a land banking, land acquisition plan. It's also a land loss prevention plan to make sure that anyone is impacted by zoning or gentrification or houses or real estate that's not in order, that we get those things in order. The second area is the Fix Up campaign. Fix Up is where we go block by block, door by door, taking an inventory of the types of things that need to be done to put houses into good working order so that the families can have a good, safe, comfortable living environment. And the last area is to rebuild the block. Rebuild the block is an opportunity for us to create job opportunities by going in and acquiring older buildings, upfitting those buildings, and repurposing their use so that we can come back and create co-working spaces and create opportunities for us to engage our partners like Shaw University or St. Augustine's College and build and grow from there. So essentially, there's three components: the buy, fix up, and rebuild the block coming to a neighborhood next to you.
That was an awesome video. All right. Kendallin, can I ask you a question?
Yes, you can, Elon.
Okay. So, what is land
Acquisition.
acquisition?
Well, I think land acquisition is
Land acquisition.
is securing
Obviously, it's late in the evening, so I'm going to pinch hit for Kinlan.
This is so bad. Okay.
Land acquisition is securing land by purchasing, leasing, or any other means. Also, acquisition can be done on private land for federal government use. Is this what you were trying to say, Kinlan?
yes. yes.
Yes?
Yes, indeed. I was
Oh,
trying to
okay.
say that, Mr. Dr. Hallelujah.
Oh, that's Dr. Hallelujah. Okay? So, Kinlan, let me ask you a question. What is the definition of gentrification?
Well, gentrification. What is
Gentrification.
gentrification?
You got it.
Gentrification is a process whereby the character of a poor urban area is changed by wealthier people moving in, improving houses, and altering new businesses, typically displaying current inhabits in the process. And while doing this, they move out the people who are already in that community.
That's
which
right.
is not good.
And in the
Big
words of Queen Bee, how would you define that in those terms? How does Queen Bee's words from that song, can you share with us how that song and what the phrase is and how that relates to gentrification?
Let me upgrade ya. I think that song quote kind of defines gentrification by upgrading the land.
Absolutely. Great job. Great job. Great job. So you're going to pose a question to Elon?
Well, Elon, would you like to tell me what is land loss prevention, and why is it important for the community to execute this?
Land loss prevention is preventing people from losing their land to the government. Um, government Governments should not have all of our land, and selling our land is not beneficial
Don't
because
sell
you don't want
grandma's
to pay
land.
taxes. There's another way for us to do it. We have to plan and execute.
Okay. One other way, you're absolutely right. Losing the land through tax foreclosure is basically what you're talking about because people didn't pay the taxes. But also, land loss prevention is to help people from losing the land who may have lost their job through foreclosure, land being lost through not providing a will. You know, in our community, a lot of times people pass intestate, which means they pass without a will. And I just want to remind the community, the worst way to pass land is through heir property. Write this down. If you were going to have a will, write down in the will who you wish to inherit the land. If you wish to have heir property to where it's owned by several people, then please set up a trust or an LLC. Such that you can put the land in a scenario where not one person can prevent the decision of generations going forward. Because our community tends to lose land because when you have heir property, one person decides that they want to hold out. And when that one person decides to hold out, it can prevent a whole family from moving forward. Or that one person could decide that they want to take their profit or they want to take their land and run with it. And they can go to court and cause the whole family to break up the land and it be sold on the auction block to somebody who doesn't necessarily care about our community. So the next question we have here is, what is land inventory? Kenlon, can you talk to us about land inventory and why it's important?
Land inventory is a land use inventory. Inventory is a database of the lands and their uses within your community, including both developed and undeveloped land.
Oh, great job, great job, great job.
Oh, Elon, would you like to answer my question about maintenance and land and when land maintenance land maintenance is when a lower takes good care of their land. Land maintenance is when a lower landowner
yes,
takes good care of their land. Why is this important?
So the question is, I'm sorry. Land maintenance is when a landowner takes good care of their land. Why is this important? Maintaining facilities on a routine basis seeks to keep high standards, prevent failures, and protect the real estate assets. Maintenance can consist of checks as well as repairs. The maintenance can be applied to building systems, equipment, and the fabric of the building.
and that's a really good feedback, Elon. And the reason why it's very important to keep land and your buildings and your property maintained is because oftentimes in many areas we have what you call code enforcement. And the purpose of code enforcement on one hand is to keep values in the community high. But on the other hand, code enforcement is to prevent dangers. Sometimes lead paint, bad roofs, bad flooring, bad electrical. And so as houses get older through age and through use, we want to make sure that we keep our houses well maintained. And that is one of the missions of the Buy, Fix Up, Rebuild the Block campaign. The Buy, Fix Up, Rebuild the Block campaign. So the next question we want to ask is land and building renovation. Why is building or real estate renovation important? What is that, Kenlon?
Well, land renovation is land renovation is restoring the property, cleaning up and rehabiting the land altogether. And while I'm at it, I would like to ask Mr. Dr. Alanubia a question. I would like to ask him, what is employment and business development?
Excellent question. Employment is basically providing somebody with a job. Business development is doing the research and creating relationships that result in the sale of a product or a service. Okay? Business development is putting together ideas, initiatives, and activities that make businesses better, that help communities to thrive. And this is what we're looking at in terms of buy, fix up, and rebuild the block. On the rebuild the block, it's focused on going into old commercial buildings and providing new fascias, upgrading, changing the uses, creating co-working spaces so that we can look at the desires of our youth and to look at the desires of our seniors and come into our community and create good working spaces so that we can offer solutions to the community. Now we're going to move into a solution, and I really want to salute Pew. Now we're going to move into another word from our sponsor, KMT Heating and Air Conditioning. KMT Heating and Air Conditioning. Roll 'em.
Are you in need of ductwork for your air conditioning systems? KMT can be a solution for you. Neglecting your ductwork can cause numerous problems within your HVAC system and home. It can even impact your health. If you have holes in your duct, it may be time to seal them. Air duct leaks can result in the HVAC system overworking and air escaping. And take advantage of some of our financing options. We offer a 12-month same as cash financing solution, 919-274-7224.
Thank you very much for supporting KMT Heating and Air Conditioning. KMT Heating and Air Conditioning. I think we're going to come up with another video. After this video, we're going to close up with Network Commerce Association. Network Commerce Association. But right now, we're going to discuss the benefit of good quality housing. And we want to salute Mr. Chris Pugh with Pugh Builders. Chris Pugh with Pugh Builders, because his organization offers solutions to affordable housing in terms of buy, fix up, and rebuild the block. So we're going to take this time to salute Mr. Chris Pugh and his team. Okay? Roll the next video, please.
So what I really believe in, and the choice I had to take in the path I had to follow, was I had to look within myself and identify what my talents were, what I liked, what I didn't like, and find what I enjoyed doing and figure out a way to monetize it. I am a licensed general contractor specializing in single-family home construction. Right now I'm working with the city of Raleigh on their affordable homes project. We're doing 130 some homes in the downtown Raleigh area, myself and 5 or 6 other builders. And I have a couple of projects out in the city limit, well, the counties, Raleigh, Johnson County, single family homes, spec homes that we're building. The way the market is right now, homes are so high priced that, you know, it kind of boxes a community or a section of people out of the buying structure. Houses are selling for $250 a square foot. So in layman's terms, you take a 1,000 square foot house, you're selling for $250 all day long. As part of this City of Raleigh redevelopment, affordable housing, we are currently finishing up 2 and we are in the process of starting 4 more near here. It's kind of what we do, kind of contributing to the affordability rates in the city of Raleigh. And I really believe that, you know, home ownership is a American right to us all. I definitely believe it's the first step in attaining wealth. And I think that, you know, a lot of us don't capitalize and don't realize we're in a position to buy. Contact us, touch with our realtors, Cheryl Mary, get in touch with our lenders, Kathy Edwards, and position yourself, prepare yourself. In other words, taking what I would do for free and eventually learning how to put it to a point where it can provide the lifestyle that I feel I deserve. And my scope is to help as many talented, you know, because we all have a talent, black males, females, you know, just males, period, and do it for my people that we can realize our talents, because it was our talents and work ethic that built this country, because this is generational opportunity.
Elon?
All right, that was an awesome video. I want to ask you a question, Kendallin. What is affordable housing?
Affordable housing. Affordable housing is housing that is deemed affordable for people with the medium income. And now, Dr. Alanubia,
Yes.
I would like to ask you a question too.
Okay.
Why do other houses that are more expensive have less features than the one Chris Pugh's houses have?
Wow, that's a really good question. Well,
What is
ask me the question one more time.
I would like to ask you, why do other houses that are more expensive have less features than Chris Pugh's houses?
Well, I want to compliment the great job that Chris Pugh and Pugh Builders do in terms of providing housing. I don't know whether the more expensive houses have less features. What I would say is that the standards that Pugh Builders uses to build an excellent quality product, they take that into consideration when they look at the communities that they're serving, such as the width of doors, following the good building codes and following the good standards. So what I would suggest is if you are looking to buy a house or rebuild a house or renovate a house, to make sure that you go online and Google Pugh Builders and Chris Pugh and make sure you patronize them and give them some business. Okay? So the next question here would be, again, let me do this. I want to, first of all, I want to thank Kenlin and I want to thank Elon. They're doing an excellent job today. I'm learning a lot. They're keeping me inspired. Also, behind the scenes, we have Miss Tayana and we have Mr. or Master Mir Thomas McLean, and then we also have BJ Thomas, who's in the other room doing quality assurance and quality control. We really, really want to thank Ms. Tamisha Thomas and the TMT Youth Community Foundation, because they are focusing on the solutions, and it's just great when we can have our youth to come into an environment like where we are, where they can do the research as you would. All of these questions they put together, and they did actually an excellent job. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to move to the next sponsor. And okay, we're not going to move to the next sponsor. We're going to move to the next question. Thank you, Mr. Producer. And I'm going to pivot to Elon for the next question.
All right. What is a role of a general contractor, and why does he classify as one? Kendallin.
Thank you for clarification. A general contractor is responsible for providing all the material, labor, and equipment. Chris is a general contractor. Chris is a general contractor. Chris, as a general contractor, is responsible for providing all the material, labor.
The general contractor in the video is Chris Pugh, and he's done an excellent job. In order to become a general contractor, what you have to do is you have to prepare and take a test, and you have to pass the state board. When you prepare and take the test and you pass the state board, you are granted what's called a general contractor's license. A general contractor's license allows you to function as the person responsible for getting the site plan and the permits, and also organizing the team and selecting the materials and the resources needed to start the project, consult with the architect to make sure, or the engineer to make sure everything is done right, to implement the standards such as healthy homes and green standards, and also to make sure that you manage the project all the way through fruition, and then work with all of the suppliers to make sure that you offer a great warranty on the houses that were either renovated or built. And so again, we'd like to thank Pew Builders for the excellent job that they do in the community, for renovating the community and building new houses in the community while creating jobs and employment. So now we're going to move to the next commercial. Okay. Our producer says we're not going to go to the next commercial. What we're going to do is Mr. What qualities are needed for a successful general contractor, Elon?
The qualities that are needed, servant leadership, positive work environment, attracting and retaining the best people,
Okay.
strategic business planning, effective business development practice, diversified
Mm-hmm.
and profitable mix of work, and operational strength.
Excellent job. Excellent job. Those are excellent characteristics of a general contractor. Excellent
Yeah.
characteristics of a general contractor.
Chris is building in East College Park. What is the significance of him building in this area? Sorry. Kindling.
Thank you. The East College Park is a neighborhood that is an established community, adjacent to
St. Augustine's University.
Augustine's University, with access to public
Transit.
transit, major employers,
Mm-hmm.
employees, and downtown corridor.
Absolutely.
And I would like to pose this question to Dr. Alanubia.
Yes, ma'am.
Why is ownership an American right?
Home ownership is an American right. Excellent question. Home ownership conveys a number of economic benefits, such as the ability to accumulate wealth, the ability to access credit by building home equity, and the ability to leave an inheritance to the next generation of community. So a lot of times, the majority of people, the nest egg of their wealth begins with the home or the real estate that they own. Now we're going to move to our last commercial, sponsored by Network Commerce Association. Please roll them.
Are you in need of ductwork for your air conditioning systems? KMT can be a solution for you. Neglecting your ductwork can cause numerous problems within your HVAC system and home. It can even impact your health. If you have holes in your duct, it may be time to seal them. Air duct leaks can result in the HVAC system overworking and air escaping. And take advantage of some of our financing options. We offer a 12-month same as cash financing solution, 919-274-7224.
You're posing a question to Elon?
Well, maybe we should just.
Now we're going to talk about how do you prepare to buy a house. Elon, you know, home ownership, we already talked about how important it is. What should people do to prepare themselves for home ownership?
Well, I know one thing that I am putting into action. Start saving early. Start building up your credit score early as early as you can. Maintain it. Have employment, some type of job, that's not slaving you, something that is, healthy.
Okay.
Decide how much you can afford and get a pre-approval letter. Explore mortgage options and choose your real estate agent carefully.
Excellent job, Elon. Excellent job. Well, that about brings us to conclusion of our Buy, Fix Up, Rebuild the Block campaign. And so what we want to do before we close tonight is we want to briefly go around the room, beginning with Kenlyn, and ask Kenlyn to summarize her experience tonight and what she learned. And then after Kenlyn summarizes her experience, we're going to ask Elon to share what her experiences have been. And then she's going to pass the ball to me, and I'm going to salute all of you and summarize it from my perspective. And then after that, we'll see you next time. Kenlyn?
Hello guys, I'm back. To summarize my experience for tonight was fun, educational, and most importantly, I don't know what's most importantly actually. And fun, yeah. I will now pass the ball to Elon.
Tonight my experience was definitely beneficial. We're still learning a lot about talking on camera and being more confident in front of the camera, writing the scripts, researching information and facts, and coming up with good content, educational content that will better the community. Today I had a lot of fun with my team, and I'm excited for next week.
Well, I think these two young ladies have done an excellent job. Also want to thank Master Mir Christian Thomas McLean and Miss Tayana Thomas and BJ Thomas. And lastly, our executive producer, Miss Tamisha Thomas, the executive director of TMT Youth Community Foundation, and TooMuchTV, who said Hollywood had to be in California. Also, we'd like to thank Network Commerce Association, whose mission is to transform vision into equity, whose goal in working with KMT Heating and Air Conditioning and TooMuchTV is to help 2,000 businesses reach $500,000 in sales, which represents $1 billion in revenue. So we close on giving thanks to our major sponsor, KMT Heating and Air Conditioning Corporation, and also special thanks to Pew Builders who are doing an excellent job building homes in our communities. And we're going to sign off today. And thanks Shaw University for the cameo, Dr. Dillard, and anyone else we missed giving credit to. Thank you very much. Happy weekend.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye bye guys.
Good night.